This is Pop's nuggets of common sense. I don't know how many people out there want to know how or would like to know how to clean a squirrel. There's several different ways that you can clean a squirrel. There's a method called casing, and what you do when you case, you cut him from heel to heel across through here, and you start skinning him down, and you pull his tail out, and you pull his legs out, and you cut the feet off right here at this ankle. But you gotta pull it out all the way to the toes if you're doing it for a mount now. This is just for a squirrel mount. I'm not, when I go to cleaning a squirrel, it's not gonna be for a mount. It's gonna be for eating. And I plan on taking it in the house and having it for supper fried. Uh, Now, this is called casing when you cut it across here. If you're going to mount a squirrel setting up, you either got to case it and cut it on the back side, or you can only cut from about right here out the legs and get it out that way. You don't want to ever cut up here if you're going to have them setting up eating. For me, I'm going to eat the squirrel. That's called casing. This method right here, if you just want to save the hide, you can also save the hide this way for a mount. But if you do it this way, it's got to be a climbing mount, climbing a tree. And the belly will be against the tree, and you won't never see the stitches that you got to put back in it to sew it up. This one's a little tough one right here. Either that or I done hit a bone with my knife and got it really dull. You got to be careful when you go back this way because there's guts right here. You hit them guts with this knife, and it's terrible. It just makes a terrible job. I try to keep my knife up out of it. I mean, you're going to cut the sack anyway, but you stay out of them guts. And this method here is just for saving the skin. If you want to make a pouch or some kind out of it, or a little pouch for your foul rod, or maybe pouches for rocks or something, a little possible pouch that you could put stuff in. This is a little female right here. She's kind of young too. This is going to take a while. And the other method I didn't explain was you can turn them over like this, and you cut them right here in the middle of the back. Put your two fingers in there, and you can stretch this squirrel back out and skin him that way. You pull it like that. If you cut him right here, you pinch his hide up, stick your knife in there, and then get your fingers in there, and you just peel it off that way. I'm doing it this way because I was in a motorcycle wreck last October, and my right hand hasn't got all of its mobility, and I don't have enough strength in it to pull the squirrel hide off, especially if they've been in a cooler on ice all day and they're cold. I should have gutted them in the woods, but you know, I was in a hurry and it was hot, and I hadn't been out there long enough. I had what I wanted for supper, so I threw them in the cooler, throw them in a plastic bag, and throw them in a cooler till I could get around to doing this right here. Now, there's some boys at church. I got to hurry because I don't want the video to be too awful long. But too long, everybody gets bored. Anyway, I'm going to hurry up and do this one. This is for a skin save. You're going to save the skin. You'll stretch it out. You'll stretch it out and salt it on a board, something like that, whatever it'll fit on. If you case it, you can take a board and make a little pointy board like a sharp on it that you can slip the whole skin down on when it's cased to the point of the board. Make the board kind of pointy. I don't generally do that right there, but some people like to save the brains. I thought I'd go ahead and skin this squirrel down for people that like to save the brains and eat them. They scramble them up in eggs, sort of like hog brains. Brains and eggs and brown gravy is not a bad dish. You got to have an appetite for it and a taste for it. I have a taste for hog brains and eggs. I grew up that way. My granddaddy, he didn't waste nothing when he cleaned a hog. When he cleaned a hog, buddy, the only thing he lost was a squirrel when he knocked him in the head with a hammer. He didn't even waste a bullet on a hog. He carried a 22-ounce ball peen hammer in his belt loop in his old overhaul. The most sows, when they got babies, they get you down, they kill you. My granddaddy had to butcher a couple of sows on account of that. They get a little old and they get tired of you taking their babies and they fight you. They beat you up. Mean critters, mean critters. And when I get to a point right here, I got a hook right up here on top. When I get to a point right here and get me one leg that I can hang on that hook up there, this job is going to go a lot faster than what it is right at this moment. I'm going to pull that foot on. See, you see where I tore it, but you got to pull your foot all the way down to them toes if you're going to mount it. But you don't try that. Leave the foot in there for the taxidermy. Because you'll pull the toes off every time if you don't know what you're doing. Me, I don't care. I pull the toes off intentionally on that one. Because I'm going to get him off this table. And get him up there in the air. Things go a lot faster when they're in the air, trust me. You can pull his skin off. You got something to hold against. I don't know if it's up here where you can see it or not. Let me see if I can, the camera's kind of tilted up. I'll tilt this up a little bit later. Anyway, you get him up here like this, you can pull against these legs and stuff with your fingers and work that hide out of there. To get this hind leg out, I'll show you how to peel that tail out if you want to save squirrel tail for a souvenir of some sort. You got to put salt down in it. Okay. Now, you got to be sort of careful with this tail. It'll pull off. Not careful with this tail, it'll pull off. You get it going, but there it went. I done pulled it off. Oh yeah. We ain't worry about it at this point now. But yeah, I was gonna try to salvage that tail. Okay, this is the last part of this little deal here. As soon as I get this done, I got quiet there for a minute because I get to concentrating on what I'm doing. I don't like to leave no feces in my food. I like to get rid of it. You know what I mean? The government allows so much feces in your food, you know, when they're canning food. So much rat shit. I shouldn't have said that word. I probably have somebody at church looking at this video. Rat turds. Makes me mad. Alright, that's number 5 right there. The whole pan full, see that? Now I'm going to have me some squirrel dumplings. We'll have me some squirrel dumplings. And I'm going to have some fried squirrel tonight. But I ain't going to do them all. I'll tell you a secret to wild game. Get rid of all the fat that's on wild game. I don't care what you eat, rabbit, deer, raccoon, it don't matter. Get rid of all the fat that you possibly can get rid of. Because most of your bad flavor is in the fat. People don't realize that. That's why they don't like to eat wild game. They don't realize that the fat they eat makes it a bad flavor, and when they do eat it, they won't eat it again because it tastes nasty to them. Well, you got to know what you're doing with wild game. It does taste nasty. I fool people all the time. I fix raccoon, barbecue raccoon. They think they're eating barbecue pork. I never tell them no different. They just tell me that's the best barbecue pork they ever had. I said, well, it's organic grown. It's organic pork. It ain't got all them steroids and stuff you got in it from the grocery store. Wasn't nothing but plain old raccoon. Anyway, I've got this squirrel cleaning stuff done. Them old boys, I can't wash my table down with my camera and stuff sitting there on the way, so I generally supposed to start out with this, my little logo of Pop Nuggets of Common Sense, and like I said, I kind of like to save money. While I was squirrel hunting yesterday, I done a video on buck bomb and how to save money by cutting the latch off at the bottom of at the top of the can right there. So when you push that lever down, it doesn't lock, and you just spurt it out a little spurt or two at a time all day long. And if the wind changes direction, you ain't had that one opportunity. You only get one opportunity. Watch this thing like this, baby. Let me get some of that blood off here. There we go. That's not too bad. Got that off there. I gotta clean this table better. Gotta get these squirrels washed out a little better. I'll wash these squirrels out a little better. I like to make sure my stuff's really flushed out. Do that down here on the ground so I don't wet my camera, I guess. Anyway, that's the way you clean a squirrel. I've done a video on cleaning a snapping turtle. Yeah. And I don't know if I posted it or not. I think I did. Anyway, I was laid up all last year. A lady hit me while I was riding my Harley. I said that a while ago when I told you I took skin a squirrel from the back like I was showing the shortcut. You're cleaning them for eating, all you gotta do is split that back and pull that hide off. You ain't gotta go through no big rigmarole with that. I'll be take them in the house and put 2 of them in the pot. And then these right here I got to take care of. Anyway, well, this is my little video on how to dress a squirrel for the table. I done it in a manner to where you could mount that squirrel if you don't pull the feet off. If you pull the feet off, all you're going to have is a little piece of hide. You can make a little knife scabbard out of it. You could do, take a couple of them, sew them together, make a little square pouch, for a possible bag. There's things you can do with these little squirrel hides. They're not very big. They're not very wide, but you stretch them out and salt them down. You can get a square about that big. You get them, then you get 2 of them put together and sew the sides up. You got a nice little carrying pouch. You can make you a pouch for ferro rods or for your fire starting kit, something of that nature. It's useful for something. Anyway, this video is getting long. I'm getting off here. This is Pop's Nuggets of Common Sense. I hope to help somebody learn how to clean a squirrel. And maybe I'll do a video on the other three methods, pulling them from the back when my arm gets back to where I can use it. These two fingers don't work. I ain't got nothing but the thumb and this pointing finger that works. That motorcycle wreck damaged my body. Pop Pop's Nuggets of Common Sense. I'm out. Appreciate you watching. Bye.